Hello everyone, myself Adit, and in this video I'm going to tell you about context window in OpenClaw agent and how can we manage that context window in OpenClaw agent and why it is important. Let me start that. Have you ever noticed an AI agent suddenly starts forgetting instruction, repeating mistakes or giving inconsistent answers during a long workflow? Now let me give you the answer of this question that most people think that the agent is broken, but the real reason is something called the context window limit. In this video we will understand what's the context window are, why agents forget information, and how to properly manage context window in OpenClaw agent to avoid token workflow or overflow and maintain stable performance. Now let us understand what is context window. Large language models doesn't remember everything forever. Instead, they work using something called a context window, which is the amount of text the model can process at one time. This includes the system prompt, the user's input, previous conversation messages, tool response, and everything. All of this information is converted into tokens, which are small pieces of words, and every AI model has a token limit, also known as the context window. For example, let me tell you that some models allow 8,000 tokens, other allow 30,000 tokens, and newer models support hundred of thousands of tokens. And once the limit is reached, the model cannot process additional information unless something is removed. Now, let us understand why it is important and why agents start forgetting things. When an OpenClaw agent runs a long workflow, it continuously adds information into the context. This includes previous information, conversation, tool outputs, reasoning steps, and everything. And over time, the context becomes too large. And when the token limit is exceeded, the system has to remove earlier messages to make space for new ones. This is why agent appeared to forget things, but in reality, the agent didn't forget. The information was simply removed because the memory limit was reached. Now, let me make you understand how can we check our context limit in our OpenClaw. Here I have opened the OpenClaw configuration file. Inside the models, we can see different models are listed over here like GLM of 5 cloud. Since it's a cloud model, there is not any kind of context window written over. But if we look at the Coin 2.5 model, we can clearly see the context window here, which has 32,000 tokens, about 32,000 tokens. Llama 3, which has smaller context window, 8192, and Gemma 3 is also having 32,769 tokens context window. That means the Gemma 3 and Coin 2.5 have much larger context window in comparison to Llama 3, and Coin 2.4 2.5 will remember larger conversations and will work more efficient in comparison to Llama 3 because of the context window. Let me give you an example scenario as well. Imagine you ask an OpenClaw agent to analyze a large log file. The agent reads the file, includes the entire log in the prompt, includes conversation history, adds tool responses, and suddenly the request becomes too large for the model to handle and the token limit hits. It will give result like missing context, incomplete analysis, and or unstable response. This is the classic context overflow problem. Let me give you that how can we solve this context window problem. The number one, let me open my notepad for better. So let me make it to the big screen. The first step is context trimming. In this process, we need to remove older messages from the conversation history, and simply this will reduce the token usage and keep the prompt manageable. The second option is conversation summarization. Conversation summarization. In this technique, instead of keeping full conversations, the system creates a short summary. For example, instead of sending 10 previous messages, the agent may send something like a simple short message that the user previously asked about Docker installation or anything like that, and it will summarize this issue. The third and the last one is limiting the tool output so that limiting tool output tool output. And in this way, many agent AI agent uses tools that return large data responses such as logs or JSON result. And if the entire response is sent to the model, it can quickly consume thousands of tokens. That is why a better approach is to send first few lines or simply the error messages so that the context will be small and more efficient. Thank you.